Tato, come here. Good boy. Hey, Kristen, what's up? How you doing? Ooh, where does the bus drop them? Anywhere near you, or do you have to like go grab them, or how does that work? I remember one year I got really lucky and the bus stopped like next to my house. It was awesome. Oh, right in front? That's nice. So you don't even have to like leave to go meet them? You can just do it? I mean, they just come to you? They're right there? Oh, that's nice. How's the weather right now where you guys are? It's been awesome for us before today, and then today it's like 90s again and super humid, and I'm pissed. I'm really mad because, seriously, it was so nice up until today. And then it looks like the next week is going to be like this, and it's like, damn it. I'm upset about it. Because I wanted fall, and it felt like fall. And now it doesn't feel like fall. Blast. Me too. Oh my god, me too. This one's not so bad. It's hard to find good royalty-free music because, like, for real, some people are good. Other people, you can tell it's royalty-free, like the production value is still not quite there. But you can't really be picky, you know, I get that. I get that. Let's see. Ooh. One of my favorite guys. Oh my god, he released 2 albums this year. Hell yeah, dude! Get it! Let him go. Alright. Oh, I made it a PSD. You dummy! I'm being dumb. There you go. Alright. So I wasn't originally gonna make this guy a pip, but I was like thinking that he wasn't really a pip, but after I thought about it, I'm like, he's totally a pip. I have to make him a pip. So now he's a pip. I don't know why I didn't think of him as at first as one, but he totally is. Oh man, I love violin. I actually wish I could play either the violin or the fiddle. I think that'd be so awesome. God. Like, I don't even want to play, like, super intricate or well, but, you know, just doing fun. He's a cute pip. Thank you! I got obsessed with this one. I don't know why he hit me so hard when I made him, but he totally did. Hey, Eric's! Eating late dinner? What time is it for you? Oh Lord, too late. Chancho! Chancho, what are you doing? Yeah, take a nap. An Eeyore vibe, really? Why? Chancho, come here. Just come lay down. Dog's giving me anxiety. He keeps walking around randomly. When all the other dogs are napping, he's just waltzing around. It's like, dude, just chill. Take a moment. Eeyore's a good vibe, though, if I had to say. I'm pretty happy about that. Oh god, now the other one's up and walking around. Really, you guys? Take a nap. Come on. Hey, Fricka. What's up? Why?
Texted and message.
Oh. Oh, I still had it on. Oh, it's sold out.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't see how it can sell out. That seems so strange.
Well, 'cause they only have so much spectrum. Oh, and also, I don't know if it's still going on, but apparently, I remember reading on Cass's thing that, like the warehouse part of Starbucks
Yeah.
is having like a strike, so
Oh.
they're having trouble getting supplies here and there.
Oh, wow.
So maybe that might be part of it.
I could see that. Well, that sucks. Did you at least get paper towels?
No.
What?
No. I'll probably go tomorrow for all that. There's other stuff that I can get.
Dude, we're like almost completely out of paper towels.
No, I know there's. I think there's 2 in the in the car.
I'm not using those. Those are dirty. Hey, Glitter! Surprise stream. Yeah, that's why I made the little thing up in the corner.
Oh,
I mean, well, yeah, you can tell. What?
No, I didn't.
So, I mean, I made the thing up in the corner so I could start streaming more randomly. So, because I didn't want to get dolled up every time. I don't usually wear makeup very often, so it's kind of a pain in the ass, to be completely honest.
Is there anything I should know?
Bather?
Yeah.
I mean? Well, you remember watching me that one time?
Yeah. I just don't know where the soaps are.
They're in the top of the closet. You'll probably need to get 5 or 6 of the towels, which I think are in the game room.
Yeah.
Make sure there's like 5 or 6 of them. Oh, Serenity! Oh man, 20 months, Jesus. Heck yeah. I think that's it. I mean, you have to pull out all the bath mats, pull out the trash can. I usually move all of our shampoos, and then put down one of the towels right away by the, by the toilet, so she can come out and sit on that immediately. And you'll sit on the floor and dry her that way. And you'll go through a lot of towels. But just make sure to rinse and repeat like at least 2 times. Take her outside, brush her first before the bath. Like, to get out all the loose hair so it doesn't end up in the bathtub. And then after she's done, we'll want to brush her again. And then during the bath, she's got her own little scrubby brush now. So use that.
Where's
It should be in her tote. I give her a bath tote. Thank you, Serenity. Oh my goodness. Virtual avatars that move in sync with me? I haven't seen those. Oh really, Eric? That's cool. I'm happy for you. A good dinner always puts a smile on my face, for sure. Hi, Serenity. Yeah, I figured if I'm gonna be doing this kind of stuff anyway, like working on Patreon, it's like, well, why not just stream while doing it, Use the prongy brush too. That one's gonna help.
We're gonna get back.
Just don't do it too hard. It's the only thing. But it helps get out, take it and go back and forth instead of, straight down. Like, loosen up as much hair as you can. Whew. Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about, Glitter. Do you have a link for interactive avatars? They move with me? How do they know how I'm moving? Is there some kind of motion tracking? That's crazy. I've kind of stopped researching Twitch a little bit just because I don't know if you guys have seen all the controversies and everything that's been going on, but Twitch isn't really a good place lately for streamers or just people in general. I mean, the platform itself feels pretty dead, being a streamer, but also, you know, a lot of people are abandoning ship just because they want to go over to Mixer and stuff, and I mean, that's fine for gamers. You know, gamers can go over there, but Mixer has no art presence or anything, so it's not like we can abandon it. Like, this is all we kind of have. Thank you, Glitter. That'd be great. Yeah, there's Ninja, Alinity, there's this girl that, like, purposefully flashed some parts of herself. I can't remember her name. Hold on. What's wrong, Butter? You getting mad? It usually shows up in my little news feed. Her name started with an A, too. Forget who it was. But there's just been a ton of people that have just been screwing up on Twitch, and Twitch is getting a bad rap because some people it'll ban instantly, other people it won't. I don't know, it's pretty messed up. Mixer's a fluke. Yeah, it's kind of a nasty site. I don't know. Microsoft never got its shit together, if you ask me. Like, when I was making mobile games, their marketplace was a nightmare. You have a headache? Oh. I'm surprised you didn't get a coffee for yourself anyway. Huh?
I get this over with.
Oh. So what, you're gonna go out again? Yeah, it's really hot out. It's bath time, Bruin.
Come on.
Bath.
Bath time?
Bath. Go get a bath.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, everything Microsoft has ever made is a mess. I mean, the only thing that I will give them like massive credit for was the 360. It was basically a perfect system. But otherwise, they're just a mess. And it's not like I like Apple anymore, but at least they, like, I've never gotten any viruses or anything on my Mac. It's always performed. It's never crapped out on me. Like, for being somebody that is tired of, you know, the drama of computers, Apple has been good. I will admit it. I used to, you know, build my own PCs and stuff, and that gets old pretty quick. And I mean, it would always break down, you know, no matter how good you built it, all that. It's just a mess. Alright, let's bring him back over. What do you mean layer information can't be saved? Oh my goodness. We do kind of have streaming services. There are things like Picardo and stuff, but they have kind of a bad reputation for being more about porn, technically, things like that. So it's not like we can really even go over there. But yeah, it would be nice to have a clean streaming service for sure. I don't know why people haven't like lobbied for that yet. I don't get it. Does she like bass? Yeah, she does. She's very good during them. Honestly, she stays mostly in the same spot. She doesn't fight. I've gotten her to the point with oh, I should go tell Gabe that. Hold on. When you drive her, she won't really do it frantically. Also, she got just so you realize you got hey, get back. She does her driving. Make sure when you're driving her, it's more like a petting with the towel and not, frantically drying her. Because then she'll think you're fighting and she'll start fighting. Or she'll think you're playing. Yeah, it is crappy. Right? Yeah, everybody I know who uses Picardo, they just draw porn. So it's like, I'm not gonna go over there if I'm not drawing what most people are there for, you know? Am I not feeling well, or is it just the usual sniffing? Am I sniffing more than I think I am? I didn't think I was sniffing that much. No, I'm fine. This is kind of just normal me. I've got a raspy voice. I'm being super chill. I'm not trying to be like, you know, too entertaining. Just being chill. What was the dog? Am I sniffing? I didn't even... Like, let me know if I sniff, because I don't hear it. Bring these up here. How are you guys doing though? How's your Tuesday? That's okay, Serenity. Let me know if I do though. I don't want it to be annoying ever. Oh, Serenity, you're so sweet. Oh, I'm so jealous of anybody that gets to play a video game. I don't have time to do anything like that anymore. Like, I have no time to do any fun stuff. That's okay though. That's okay. Well, I hope you had a little bit of a relaxing time then. Less than an hour? Oh my god, Serenity. No. Less than an hour is not acceptable. Definitely not acceptable. Have you taken a nap, at least? Should have done this in Clip Studio when I was over there. Yeah. Oh, Serenity. You poor thing. I didn't even know multiple sclerosis came with that. That sucks. Is that because, so are you kept awake mainly by pain? Or is it just, like, insomnia? Like Eric's was saying. Oh, Glitter, that emoji's cute. I'm pretty sad about this Twitch stuff, though. Like, I really wish it was a more lucrative platform for artists and such, because I would love to dig back into it, make more emojis and stuff, but at this point, it really feels kind of fruitless. You know, like there's no real reason to do it. I don't know, maybe winter will pick back up again, kind of like it normally does, but maybe not. Who knows? Some people even are saying that Twitch might be on its way out. I was like, wow, okay. It's assuming a lot, but who knows? Maybe they're right. Oh, Serenity, I'm so sorry. Okay, I feel a little bad because, right, we've had Bruni for 9 months, right? She's about 10 months old? Oh, she might be 11 months old now. Her birthday's in October. Anyway, since we've gotten her, I've been the one to bathe her, right? Gabe's never bathed her. And the other day he said, oh, I can bathe her for you since you're so busy and I'm not that busy. I was like, okay. Well, and he's watched me do it before, right? He's watched me bathe her. So, I mean, there's that. So, he said he'd do it, and I was like, okay. And I was like, you remember how to do it? He's like, yeah, I know. Remind me of some stuff, though. So I reminded him of stuff. And today he's not in the greatest mood, but he wants to get it over with, so I feel kind of bad, just because now he doesn't really feel like it, and he's gonna do it anyway. And like I said, I feel kind of bad about it, but he did say he'd do it, and I have done it every time in the past. So, let's see how he does. He'll probably be fine, but it's like when you don't feel like bathing a dog and you have to, it can kind of suck. I'm like, wheat. Cute. Yeah, and I mean, Tim's pretty good about, you know, keeping his streams and his life kind of compact, you know? But I don't think he really keeps up with the Twitch news either. Because no matter what happens, he'll probably still stream. He probably doesn't know any of this is happening either. Tim tries to stay off the internet as much as possible, which I do not blame him whatsoever for. I think that's extremely smart, and you know, I wish I could do it too, but really, we can't. You know, it's kind of part of the business. But, yeah, he's been pretty good about ignoring a lot of things that happen with stuff like that. So, I mean, it's not his main source of revenue either. So, I don't think it would really faze him whatever happened to it. Where Gabe and I, we were hoping it would be more of a, you know, a thing we could really use, you know. But it's a little too bad. I never color in Clip Studio. I am honestly just way more comfortable and versed in Photoshop. I mean, I've used it since I was 12. So, I'm comfy in it. It's just Clip Studio, I personally bought just for the line stabilizer. So I will, you know, take something over in Clip Studio, do the line art, and bring it back over in Photoshop and color it there. Because it'd be a lot more of a time sink, I think, to learn the same things in Clip Studio that I already know how to do in Photoshop, and I'm just going to do anyway. You know? Because it's the same stuff. They do offer mainly the exact same thing. So if you have to pick one or the other, like honestly, if I started again with zero knowledge of both, except what I know about the programs I do now, I would probably pick Clip Studio just because their line stabilizer is beyond what Photoshop's could ever be, which is so weird. Like, Photoshop even released a line stabilizer and it is trash. So, yeah, and honestly, I should be cell shading in Clip, but just because I know it'll be more stable. But here I am. And plus, this is so. Okay, the reason I'm mainly not doing it in Clip is because it's going to be so small when it's, you know, finalized, because this is going on a button/magnet. So it's going to be about 1 inch, you know, in physical form. So it doesn't need to be completely stable. I only like the lines to be, because almost at any level you can see when lines are a little bit jank. So I always make sure the lines are good. But the rest of it, like the fact that over here, like, is super wobbly, like it goes like that, right here, I'm okay with that. And whatever, it's okay. But if it were gonna be bigger, then yeah, I'd probably do something about it. Yeah, when I'm doing things like this, that are kind of just things I've done a bunch of times, I figure I can stream while doing it and just talk to you guys and have a fun time. Because it's, I wouldn't say it's busy work, but it's, like I said, I'm kind of just used to it, so I'm not having to think too much about it. I get to still try some stuff. I think I'll make this kind of, I was wondering if I should make this like a feather or what. I think I'll just make it like this gooby little thing. Yeah, that's kind of cute. There was a sniff. Gabe and I have like basic allergies, so I guess if we do sniff, it's probably from that. Mine are mold spores. Gabe's allergic to ragweed. We can always tell too. Like, we did this thing for a while where, you know, when one of us would have an attack or whatever, we'd check to see, well, what's crazy today. And for Gabe, it's ragweed, and for me, it's mold spores. So, like every night, mushrooms release spores. So if my windows are open at night and stuff like that, it can get kind of bad. Let's see, I'm gonna do, where's my hue saturation? Let's do this. And let's do this. Oh. Someone I know tried the trial version and they felt overwhelmed. Yeah, the pen tool is all I use really. They do have really good tools though for if you're making manga or like basically doing anything that's really line art centric. They have a lot of stuff. They have a bunch of screen tones you can use, comic paneling, stuff like that. It's very comic centric. So if you're looking to get into that, Clip Studio's definitely something you should look into. Sort of, but they know that, I think, Eric's, and they usually like sell it for pretty cheap. Like I bought it for $60. They usually have a sale that goes on, and so when they did, I got it, and it was only $60, and it's been one of the best purchases I've ever made. You know, so that's been cool. Let's do this. Let's do that. This. Oh, it's not dark enough. I've tried that before, glitter, but it is still not near as good as Clip Studios. So I kind of gave it up. Especially since by that time I had Clip Studio. And it just made more sense. It was so much easier to use. Like, I don't like using a ton of plugins either. It usually slows down the program, so I don't know. Whatever works for you, though. Do it up. You guys know it's Friday the 13th this Friday? For me, Friday the 13th has always been actually a really lucky / good day. Has anybody else had that sort of thing too? Where it's never like a bad day for you, it's usually good? Yeah, if the sale for Clip Studio is still running and you know you either want to make coloring books in the future or comics or anything like that, it's worth getting, for sure. And just for those that don't know, I do have an international version of this Mythical Monthly Guardian thing now. So it's only $9 a month for you guys. For US it's $6. But it is a lot cheaper, and that is including shipping. So I was able to figure out a way that I can make it cheap for you, have you still get them, you know, every couple months, and where you don't have to worry about, you know, paying $1 million in shipping. Oh, this makes him look too much like a chicken, actually. Maybe we should do more white? Oh, duh, okay. No, I'm gonna give him the same feet as he has up here, this color. It means I'll change the line art too in a minute. But let's do that. Ooh. Oh, it must be on that. Alright, well, that's fine. Having a lot of brain farts today. There you go. Okay. I'll just select those. Do this. Oops. Back to this. There you go. Okay. That's probably good enough for the actual button. Let's see. Let's go back to this. No? It's weird for me. I just remember it always being a good time. Alright. So now I gotta kind of decide what else to use him for. So I usually make a lot of sketches of... Oh, I love this one. This one makes me so happy. So I'm still trying to decide if I want him to have stickers associated with him or a print. Have you dried her yet?
Yeah.
Really? She used all the towels?
Yeah.
Okay. She pretty dry then? Maybe leave her in the hallway until you've taken a shower and then take her for a walk. Usually that dries her off. Unless you want to take her for a walk first, then shower. It's up to you. Which shampoos did you use? Gabe. What shampoos did you use? There are two. Actually, there's three. What? Did you use the other big one?
Yeah.
Okay. You could have used the medicated one. Especially because she was really, really dirty. Alright. Alright, well, let's see. Is anybody working on any projects right now? It's true, but it's still like the best thing out there, really. Like, easiest to use and the most well known. It's like the standard, yeah. I mean, Corel's still around, but like businesses and stuff can't use Corel. It's like Photoshop is the best middle ground for doing marketing and painting and all that, because when I was in gaming, I had to go back and forth from making assets to making vectors to doing like marketing stuff, using photos, you know, painting. Like it's the best amalgam out there, because Corel is more like painting based. Clip Studio is more comic based. Illustrator is heavily not painter friendly. It's mainly for vectors and doing more page layouts and things like that, like brochures, more graphic design heavy stuff. So Photoshop is really the best medium for everything in there. And like, if you're not the type to get Photoshop, I mean, you will need it for doing prints and any sort of merch as an artist. I usually tell people, if you don't want to do the monthly thing, if you don't use it enough per month to actually, you know, get the monthly subscription, stack up all the stuff you need Photoshop for, and then once you get to a spot where it's like, okay, I'm gonna buy 1 month worth and I'm gonna go crazy and do all this stuff. So that can be worth it, because it's only $10 a month. Honestly, that's like what, 2 coffees? So it's worth it. And unfortunately, I think it's actually necessary. It's definitely a necessary evil for being an artist nowadays. Let me get the thing out. Sheet story. Labels. I think it's a print sheet. That was another sniff. Yeah, I know I always sound sick because I'm raspy, but I'm not. I'm fine. Oh, actually... Oh, you can open. Like, I can't see doing the things I need to do as an independent freelance artist without Photoshop. So, there's a lot of stuff. If you don't know Photoshop backwards and forwards, there's a lot of stuff that's not hidden, but you have to know what you're doing to use it. So like smart objects, clipping masks, all that kind of stuff. So useful. So crazy useful. Like it's insane. It's necessary. Yeah, our bulldog's well behaved. Honestly, pretty well behaved in terms of not even just a bulldog, just dogs in general. I mean, the behavior of a pet comes down to the owner. So if the pet isn't well behaved, it's the owner's fault. I do not blame dog breeds. Like, oh, your dog's bad, you know, that's typical pit bull or some crap like that. Like, hell no, I would never say that. Because, like I said, a lot of the time, it is the owner's fault. And not, you know, not the poor pet. And what's more funny is my bulldog is a lot more smart than my Poms. We've got 2 rescue Poms, and the bulldog is leagues smarter. I've tried to teach the Poms. It's really difficult. For some reason, they learn differently than a bulldog, so I have to really do my research with that and figure out what's going on. Because they are so strange in comparison. Veil? Concept of veil. Portrait for my art class concept. So, Beanstalk, are you saying that you have a prompt that's saying it's about, oh, value? Yeah, value can be tough. Or is it just a black and white or like grayscale? Yeah, honestly, I feel like humans are more crazy than dogs. Most of the time. Not grayscale? Okay, so if it's in color, here, pay attention to this real quick. So for anybody that's wondering why maybe their color isn't speaking loud enough in value and such, always go and like desaturate your entire piece. So like if I go here, I just add black and I do color. So you can see that it's got enough lights and darks and midtones to have enough contrast. If, say, it was like this, where a lot of the things were kind of blurring together, obviously that's not pumped enough, right? Your silhouette and stuff is getting lost. So that's one way around it, is maybe take a picture with your phone, desaturate it really quick, look at it and be like, oh, okay, I need to add more highlight here, or, you know, because the more you can up the contrast in a lot of ways, it's going to help. So that can be tricky with color. If it were grayscale, it'd be easier, but... It's like some people who use kind of crazy colors to get the value in there, sometimes the value isn't even lighter or darker than the other color. And if you actually take some people's art that they use really crazy colors, but they don't really have varying value too much, and you desaturate it, sometimes the whole piece can just blur, which is really weird. And I think that's really in right now, is people using like pastels or reds or greens and not actually doing too much with value. They're just using like green as a shadow for red, which those are, you know, contrasting colors on the color wheel. So it reads as a shadow, but technically the value isn't a shadow. That makes sense? Anyway, so this is a good example of a smart object. I'll show you in a minute. So And like I said, this is really low res now because it doesn't need to be high res. Because it's going to be, you know, a 1-inch button. So there's that. So what a smart object is, to give everybody kind of an idea. Let it go here. See how they're all in here now? So each one of these, you see this little thing, this little icon in the corner of each one of these layers, the thumbnail? That means I can double click inside of it, and this is the main one. Think of this like this is the parent and these are the babies. So if I change one thing in here, right, and I save it, it's going to ripple and go through all these instances, which is the technical term. They're instances. And, you know, this is the main one. So this makes it a lot easier when you're doing things like I am, where I have to, for my Patreon, I make a lot of buttons, a lot of stickers, a lot of things like that. And this makes it so you don't have to like flatten things and copy them, and if you make one you have to change another thing and all that stuff. So this is the kind of underground Photoshop that you would only learn about if you got like super into it, you know, and started knowing what's going on here. So this is also a smart object. So all my stuff here is basically a smart object. So if I took the bottle, this one's the main one, and then I think, is it? Yeah, so the bottle's nested in here too. That's another technical term. So you can see that's the main one there, but I usually hide it. But if I go into the bottle now and I do something, it'll ripple typically through all the other bottles. Unless, okay, so that didn't ripple because the bottle in here is now its own smart object. But if I go through this one, it should, oh, I'd have to save again. So this is nested and nested and nested. You do have to be careful of that. So when using smart objects, the main mistake I see people who start using them is they'll save the file of the smart object as a different file. And you can do that, but only if you know what you're doing. Otherwise, you want it to be saved within the main Photoshop file. You don't want to save it as an external file, right? Anyway, so let's do this. And August. So you can do this obviously with text too. This is August. Merge this group. And then this is going to be September. So now I've got all these. So this one for some reason isn't done the right way. So then I can copy that, bring that over, and now it's still an instance. So this is September 2019. Wheat welder. And it's also a pip, so that's tough. I don't just want to call it a wheat pip either. So I like calling it a wheat weller. So now you'll see I save it and it's going to ripple through all these. Boom. So that just makes working on stuff like this easier. What's up here? Okay. So that's ready. Saving. Okay, so I'm already done basically with what I wanted to do. These are probably going to be in the story. I really like this one. Pretty sure I should make these into stickers, but I haven't yet figured out what kind of uses I want. Yeah, I have to think more about it. Anyway, let's see. How long have I been going? I've been going for about an hour. Let me get rid of this and this. I'm going to do some marketing right now, so you can see kind of how I do my marketing, I guess. Because I usually like to announce that I've got a new guardian on Instagram and all that. And regarding spamming people, if you're one of those people who's afraid to spam people, it's much better to spam than not to spam. Because honestly, most of the time when you think you're spamming, you're totally not. Like, it usually ends up being very rare that the same person sees your post more than once. If you post 3 times a day, let's say, they'll for sure see it once, maybe, actually. That's not even a given. But to see it the 2 or 3 times, like, fully, they'd have to have you on, like, notifications or something. Like, if you multiple posted. Socials, here we go. Insights with Cloverkin. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So it is good to have, obviously, some things that... Oh, what the crap? Come on. Why? That's weird. I don't know why that's happening. That's really weird. Let's try again. Did I go on my other monitor? I hate when I do that. Hold on. Huh. Weird. Well, I guess I won't maximize it. It's having trouble right now. Alright. So, it sucks because as a freelance independent artist, you have to get kind of used to not spamming people, but you have to market. You have to. You need to let people know that, you know, these things exist, because otherwise how are they gonna know, you know? Oh my god, come on. Let's do this. Wheat Willer. I'm gonna keep the Wheat Willer. It is super exhausting and it's time consuming. And a lot of people just don't do it. It's like you gotta do it. Oh, I gotta start naming these correctly. Ugh, I'm bad about it. Number Wheat Willer. I don't know why sometimes it also forgets I copied something. I think that's just my problem. Alright. So I'm gonna probably go in a sec. Just because all this stuff's mainly done. So if anybody's interested in my Mythical Monthly Guardians, if I had to kind of tell you what they're like, it's like a mix of Ghibli, Studio Ghibli meets Pokemon. So if you're into both those things, you'd probably enjoy this. They're similar to Zoo Books too. If anybody remembers Zoo Books, every month you'd get like a magazine basically about a different animal, and it tells you facts and has, you know, activities and junk. I don't have activities and junk, but if you go on my website, here, I'll show you. I actually added it so you can actually buy older ones now. So if you go to cloverkin.com and you go to Monthly Guardians, it gives you an example. This is a usual pack you'd get. And you can either get a button now or a magnet. My magnets should be coming in tomorrow, so it explains what each thing is, and then you can buy past ones too. So, like the Tomty, I still love the Tomty. But they're pretty cute, and honestly I really like doing this, so it's the most fun I get a month. But if you go here, you go the tier, it's basically Curious Collector on here. Did you, Glitter? Oh, good. So, I mean, I have it so it's cheaper for patrons. So, if you're a patron of any kind, you get it for cheaper. But, if you are interested in doing it, it's here on my Patreon. And then there's an international one right below it. So, this one is $9 a month, and you get them every 3 months. That's to cover the shipping. So, at the end of the 3 months, I have enough from the extra $3 that you've been giving me every month to do the shipping. So I tried to make it so anybody can get them. But yeah. And then you are already technically getting my digital rewards too. So not only do you get the Mythical Monthly Guardian, but you also get, oh, it was in the file. These. So this month, it's honestly, this is my best-selling print of this owl reading these books. So I give you a device wallpaper, and every month that we stay over 200, you get a colorable calendar, which I've been telling people to use them as digital ones. If you want to improve your digital skills, use them for digital coloring. Why are you barking? What? Bruni. Bruni, don't bark at the towels. Come here, honey.
Should I put these in the washer?
You can just leave them there. I'll do it. Just take her for a walk so she dries off. So yeah, the calendars are kind of fun because everybody sees this and they think, oh, I have to print it out and color it, and I'm like, no. If you want to get better at, digital coloring, why not use that? All you gotta do is put everything on a multiply. Good to go. So anyway, I'm gonna go because we finished this. Oh, it's so clean. So good and so clean. So there are those things. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me. But thanks for joining me on a short stream. I appreciate it. It was nice and chill and exactly what I wanted. So thanks for hanging out. See you guys Friday, where I'll probably have my cam up. Okay, bye.